Hello and welcome everyone to my Let's Play Painkiller, the Battle Out of Hell expansion. This is Algadis 115 speaking. So here we are. After the previous boss fight, we found a way into the Dead City. Now, even the map artwork looks pretty promising, because where we're actually going to find ourselves is a modern-day city with a sort of hellish twist to it. So I think this is one of the more creative levels of the Battle Out of Hell expansion. So I'm really looking forward to it. Now, unfortunately, if you want to unlock the Black Tarot card, you have to finish the level in maximum of 20 minutes. So they want you to speed run through the level in less than 20 minutes, which implies it's going to be quite a long level to make 20 minutes challenging, and also it means you won't actually be able to observe any details or actually, enjoy the level that the developers themselves put some work and effort into, because you just have to speed run through it to unlock the Black Tarot card. Now, trust me, I have tried. I have not found it possible to discover all the secrets and get all the golden stars within this 20-minute barrier. It's actually fairly challenging to get it anyway. Therefore, what I'm going to have to do, it is not possible to get all the golden stars and Black Tarot card in one go. So, instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the entire level, where to find, collect everything. And I believe that this knowledge will also help you then prioritize during your own speedrun of the level, which way to go, where to pick up that armor or essential ammunition and that sort of thing. Because really there is nothing to actually show you. Just, ignore everything and move through the checkpoints, use your golden cards on those big battles, and you'll make it within 20 minutes. So I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks along the way, but there's really not much to say. So I think it is much more important to actually show you where all the stuff is, all your resources available. So, we need to prepare accordingly, so there's not a big dilemma here with silver cards. Of course, now this isn't a boss fight level, we are going to be encountering hordes of enemies, so let's remove the blessing and get ourselves that soul catcher. We want to be able to use golden cards 3 times per level, so mercy will remain there. And now the interesting part here is that we are going to be facing 3 mini-bosses and quite a few enemies. But also there is a unique situation with a couple of destructible objects where I will have to, well, I won't have to, but I prefer to get the invincibility in its place. This will help us greatly to achieve it. Now, because we'll be facing hordes of normal enemies, let's finally put that scepter to some good use, making them weak and die from one hit. And because this is the expansion, I think I'm gonna replace the dexterity weapon with the weapon modifier, just so we'll have a bit more fun, with it, that sort of thing. And I also thought about confusion, and I actually tried using it in this level. However, I found that it really does nothing on the enemies. The reason probably is that the enemies in this level don't actually attack us. They run towards us, and when they reach a certain radius, they will commit a suicide with explosive effects, so to speak. So maybe that's why confusion didn't really work for me. Anyway, we should have fun using these cards, and yeah, let's start the level. So mind you, in the first playthrough of this level, I will not actually be unlocking Black Tarot card. I will just tell you where everything is, which I think will help you on your own speedrun of the level. And then, of course, I'll just replay the level, which I'm not going to record here, that would be pretty pointless. And I'll show you what the reward is for finishing the level under 20 minutes. But let's just enjoy the atmosphere of this place, because it's magnificent. And here we have our first enemy, which is kind of a zombie of a normal human being, which, this is what I'm talking about. They run towards us, they start shaking their head, and they will explode. I guess they have a migraine from all their administrative jobs in here. Looks like it anyway. Okay, so there are quite a few destructible objects, as you might notice, and there are quite a few rules regarding these. But first, let's turn our attention towards that place over there. Oh my god. And there it is. You'd think we just killed that bastard in the Pentagon level, didn't you? Well, don't worry, this is not the same one, of course. This is a weaker variety of the Panther Spider, but still, it has the same attacks, it just has a lower HP. It even deals the same amount of massive damage. And watch out, you don't get surrounded or surprised by the enemies, because they will explode on you, and that is not nice. But that also means you can bunny hop next to them, and they will just end up killing themselves, which is great. You can actually save up a lot of ammunition like that. But I have yet to really figure out what is the best weapon on these guys. I have quite a few different opinions at the same time, and yeah, that takes care of the Panzer Spider. But really, I think we can employ our, you know, trusty stake gun here. The Electro Driver weapon, which we haven't actually used much since we got it from the lab level, well, it's gonna have its very important use later on in this level, but on different kind of enemies, you'll see for yourself. But first, yeah, even a shotgun blast from up close will take care of them. And what I find very unique about these guys is that if you shoot them in the head, which I'm trying to do, they will explode. So I think this is the first time in the Painkiller franchise where shooting enemies in the head actually pays off. So yeah, but really they don't take much beating, so it's a good idea to just shoot directly at them. Don't worry about it too much. There is plenty of ammunition. This is a Painkiller game after all, it's not a survival horror. But it's fun, because they'll explode and thus deal damage to the surrounding enemies, so that can be pretty rewarding. Now what we see here are quite a few cards, which if used properly can serve as explosive mines if you lure your enemies into their way. So it's pretty much fun. Oh, there we go. As you can see, the explosions are massive, and this kind of tells you don't want to be anywhere near them when that happens, of course. Now, all these disgruntled employees are coming from the sewers for some reason. I guess they were taking metro shortcuts to work. Oh my god, see, their heads are also quite dangerous, because if you headshot them whilst they're next to you, they will, of course, explode. And you don't want that to happen. You only want to shoot them in the head from a safe distance. So it's actually really tricky. I don't know about any other games which actually reward you but punish you for headshots at the same time. Oh my god, that was enormous. Okay, and hilarious as well. So yeah, now there is an important thing I want to point out for those of you interested in destroying all the objects. What you see here are a couple of barriers which can't be destroyed or anything like that. There is actually an invisible barrier preventing us from going to that pit where the Panzer Spider emerged from. But not that we'd want to go there anyway, there is really nothing there. However, the reason I'm putting this out is that there will be a couple of barriers like that in two different locations in the level, and they count as destructible objects in those instances, so it's a very tricky and easy to miss thing. When it comes to cars themselves, as you can see, we have destroyed 20 objects, and if we destroy a car, we have still destroyed 20 objects, so that's actually good news. You don't have to bother destroying all the cars, you know, destroy them only if they're convenient. Ouch! Well, still worth the secret health pickup we have here, even though it's not classified as a secret. But anyway, as I was saying, destroying the cars, making them explode, does not count as destroying objects. So you can, you know, just leave them alone unless of course you find it extremely satisfying, which is what I do. But you know, I don't want to bore you destroying every single car here. So just felt like pointing that out. And soon we will encounter the destructible barriers. But oh yeah, another important thing, the trash can canisters. As you can see, we have destroyed 29 objects. We just opened them and suddenly we have destroyed 30 objects, so these actually count. Just opening the lid, that's all we do, but yeah, this counts as indestructible for some reason. So yeah, there you go. Okay, and it is this fire escape that we can actually continue through. But they are very generous with health packs and armors. I mean, for the love of God, there are 11 armors in this level. That really says something, doesn't it? But we're in the higher ground, but do not get the sense that we're safe. That was a lovely look at the SMG weapon, but for this particular part, I find the stay gun to be extremely handy because... oh shit, missed, and I paid dearly for it. Because these bastards will lean from the windows and start throwing up all over you. I mean, just think about the intention. Oh my god, a human's coming in, I'm gonna barf all over him. It's... it's nasty and mean, but also funny in some weird sort of way. But okay, we made it to the next checkpoint. This entire situation was really short, as you can tell. Now the reason I've equipped invincibility card at all are these barrels. Now as you can see, they cannot be destroyed, even though they count as destructible objects. Instead, they are triggered by our own proximity to them. So, let's trigger the invincibility. And there we go. We also get golden coins from them. And you can trigger these, of course, and find a secret and holy item here. You can trigger these and still make it out safely, but the reason is this barrel, which does not explode in that chain reaction for some reason. So, in order to get to the barrel, I decided to just equip invincibility, and now we have destroyed those barrels, thus we got the objects triggered. This is pretty much the reason why I bothered with it at all. And unfortunately, before these guys will drop down from the sky and form into full-fledged enemies, which takes time, our invincibility is gone. The sad news is that while you see them falling, you see their pieces of flesh all around, but there is nothing you can do about it. Shooting them, trying to stake them, hit them with shurikens, fire, electricity, nothing works. They are invincible until they form up. But this is where grenades come in. Oh, and cars, yeah. Grenades and cars. Don't forget that combination. It's so very satisfying. And they're actually very easy to manipulate with. So yeah, you can really make them stack together on huge heaps and just take care of them using your more explosive arsenal, like the demon morph here, for example. But yeah, saying that, let's actually morph. Whoa, we lined them up into one great shot, and we can actually now easily destroy the cars as well. The problem is that whilst we are morphed, the time slows down a little, so it takes for them much longer to actually fall to the sky and start forming. And see what we did to their torso? Well, pretty soon it will form into an enemy with full health, just like that. So yeah, there is really no damaging them until they decide to form up. Let's not forget we have that armor there, but let's pick it up after we lose this one. Or let's use fire, why not? Let's exterminate those bastards. You can actually headshot them using the fire, which is really interesting, come to think of it, and they will explode just like that. So the SMG is good for its precision, so you can more easily shoot them to the head, but also if they're up close, use the fire to disperse a few headshots. Now, it doesn't have perfect precision, but as you can see, it can happen really quickly. And for individual enemies, I just prefer to use the good old-fashioned stake gun. Actually, oops, I was trying to stake you, bastard, but I got a few frame rate drops there. Okay. See, nothing works on these things. So very annoying. Oh, come on, you lazy bastard. There we are. I was hoping to extract some bonus coins from him, but unfortunately that did not happen. I'm not sure if I pointed it out in the Battle Out of Hell expansion yet, but if you manage to deal an overkill damage to a particular enemy's body, it will yield some jewels, which will count as bonus gold coins, displayed by grey number next to the red one on the statistics screen. I think one is worth like 35 gold coins or so, which is actually a decent amount as opposed to, you know, one. Okay, there are cars dropping from the sky. We are not safe anywhere right now. Okay, and these things, you can't really see it due to their speed, but they're actually people turned upside down with just their torsos. And instead of legs, they have their guts hanging from above. It's actually pretty creepy. And you have to display certain precision to actually bring them down, which makes fights with them quite tedious. Shotgun does not really work on them. However, if they're grouped up together nicely, feel free to use fire. See, that works actually really well. But we wasted quite a lot of fire on the enemies before. Oh well, whatever gets the job done. Oh, okay. Must have taken some damage before that. Okay, but we are still not done. Trying to use stake gun on these things is very difficult, but satisfying if you succeed, like I just did there. Oh, there's a blood splatter still. Whoa, what was that? Why were you invincible? No, too close. Oh my god. And these are the bonus jewels I was talking about. I think the most reliable way to do it is to stake your body to a fixed point and then just deal damage using Painkiller, for example. Because from up close it has the highest rate of fire. And really just mine them for gold. That's what it is. Wow, he just exploded on his own. Huh, okay then. Not gonna argue. Wow. Okay, and just, I know it's tempting, but trying to shoot them in the head when they're up close. Okay. The reason why this level can take a considerable amount of time to complete as well is that the enemies are not just hurled at you one at a time. It takes a while for them to actually emerge from the sewers, so these bastards like to make things a bit more difficult for you when it comes to unlocking the Black Tarot card. Thankfully, at any time you can just check if you made it in 20 minutes or not. Now, these are the same barriers we encountered in the area before, with a little exception, and that is that they are destructible. As you can see, they count as destructible objects. Now, this is something that was just mind-boggling for me. I remember looking through the paint editor which objects I missed, and then I noticed that the items list is pointing towards these. So I tried it, and they are actually destructible. Imagine my surprise after the previous encounter with indestructible ones. Okay. And of course all the cars we can ignore. And I believe there should be... ah yes, large health pack over here. And some goodies in this corner. No? Okay then. Fine, and once again we'll use the scaffolding to get up. However... oh yeah, there's a bench here. Now you might be tempted to destroy it and collect the golden coins, but please don't do that. The fire has a much larger radius than what actually appears, and trying to collect those coins would result in us receiving massive amount of damage. And, you know, decide on your own if that is worthwhile to you, but to me it really isn't. It's not like it's possible to collect all the gold in a level anyway. Okay. So, as you can see, the stairs have ended. So, and we see a checkpoint over there, but, yeah. What we actually want to do is get on top of this roof over here, because that's where the second secret will await us. Secret will also a golden armor. So, we can't really jump this high and far up from here. What we have to do instead is make it across over to this scaffolding, and normally you'd be tempted to just go get to the checkpoint, but bear with me for a while. Let's just go as high as we can. I guess this is it. And now we have to make it on this scaffolding, which of course with direct jump we won't make that gap. So what some people prefer to do is get on top of the fence and start bunny hopping in awkward angles to actually get a momentum and make it across. If you'll excuse me, playing on nightmare difficulty, I'm actually gonna save here, and I found a more reliable way of reaching it. See the window over here? We can actually squeeze ourselves in it, however you will keep sliding out of it unless you keep holding forward or to the side. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm holding A to keep to the left. But let's switch on to W to move forward and jump. And it did not work, unfortunately. It's not perfect, of course, but it's the most reliable way I found out of doing this. So let's just give it another go. Let's go even closer, and there we are. Okay, on second attempt, that's not bad, considering how difficult it is. Now let's just make it across this gap, and there we are. 3 holy items, that's 300 gold. Considering how often we are switching gold and silver cards, I'd say we need every piece we can get. And there's the checkpoint. Now do not worry too much if you're not going to reach the checkpoint and going to fall down. We are going to take some damage if you'll drop close to these flames, but really you don't need to collect the checkpoint. It's not game breaking if you don't. Just the game will not autosave, or it will not restore your life on insomnia difficulty, for example. Okay, and here they are again. Oh yeah, keep clear of those smoking sewers, because they can actually damage you whilst they're opening. The lid will just blow up into the air, and the velocity of that object will hurt you badly. Oh my god. God damn it, shotgun. And there's a Panther Spider all the way in the distance and still making a nuisance out of himself. You know, the kind of weapon that would be really handy in this situation would be the rocket launcher from the first game. Unfortunately, we do not have it yet. We will eventually. So if he's up in the distance, I just find the bolt gun to be really effective with its decent rate of fire. And because he's so large, every one of those bolts will usually hit him, so it's really a good choice, I think. Okay, let's still keep our distance. And let's shoot these bastards. Whoa, we're on a headshot spree. Okay, thankfully we also have ammunition for SMG here, and it seems we are gonna morph into a demon again, which is good. Well, no, it isn't, because the enemies have just fallen down. I was kind of hoping these would be the flying bastards, so we could just easily dispatch them from the air, but apparently not. We'll have to wait for them to appear, and then deal with them the old-fashioned way. Oh, there they are. But of course, they were not in range of the demon morph. Okay then. But there are quite a lot of them, so I say we start playing with fire. Oh, this works nicely. Even better than the electricity. For electricity you have to be a bit more precise. Okay, and almost all of them are down. Oh, god damn it, what am I doing? Oh, high up into the air. Is he gonna make it to the roof? Oh, no, he disappeared just before that. Okay. So, this is kind of a larger area. Let's explore a little, making sure we don't miss anything. Oh my god, they're back, of course. Next to the guns are us. That's actually pretty funny. I don't think they're the highest competitor when it comes to Toys R Us, but yeah, guns. Toys for adults, why not? Oh, managed to stake you. Ha! Oh, managed to stake you. Okay, cool. But let's not get too cocky. Now, as you can see, this place is also really quite dark. Unfortunately, our flashlight doesn't reach as far. The best source of illumination we get is the thunderstorm, ironically. Okay, let's get our hands on the golden armor. Although I think there might be a silver one in the vicinity. If it is, I'm sorry, we'll have to damage ourselves in order to get our hands on it. Oh look, we're gonna make it to 20 minutes now. Yeah, this level is quite long. I believe we just made it through the half of it. So yeah. Yeah, well, that's what exploration does to you. It extends the time of the level. Now what we see here is actually not a secret. Or is it? I'm not entirely sure. I think what this is just a holy item. Or I might be mistaking it with a different one. But anyway, we of course want all the holy items and all the secrets, so it doesn't really make a difference for us. And there are also some ATMs that we can destroy. Okay then. I've actually seen people destroying trucks and aligning them using painkiller jumps in a special way to actually reach that point, but honestly, in case we fail, that will take a considerable amount of time and you'll be literally watching nothing. So I'm gonna show you, with a bit of patience, of course, a slightly longer way to reach that holy item a bit later on in the level, but once again, a way that I find more reliable. First, let's enter into the parking lot. And no, there is a normal health pack which you can barely see through the light, but we can't reach it just yet. And honestly, Painkiller is not a bad choice of weapon for these guys as well. What we have here are huge zombies that actually behave a lot like those from the town level in the original game, except that those guys died from one stake. These, ooh, no way. But let me try to headshot them if that's gonna have any specific effect on them. You can see they're much taller and creeping around like idiots. Really scary, actually. No, headshotting seems to have no effect. See, I think the reason why those guys explode when we shoot them in the head is that they suffer from migraine. I mean, look at this guy. He's holding his head and just exploding. There's definitely something going on in there. But, yeah, oh, you survived. How odd. But yeah, even on the normal zombies or the taller ones, the Painkiller is actually a decent choice, so why not? But then again, we haven't used you as much, have we? Okay, we can't collect it yet, but we'll definitely get hurt, and if not, we'll make sure we will. First of all, let's collect the health pack over here. Oh no, it's a large one. And if we look through the grate, we can see desperate zombies running away from something. Up the stairs, well, up the floor anyway. Uh-oh. And you know this bastard, that's the preacher from the orphanage. You know, bastard carrying his feet on his back. Thankfully this time he is not invincible at all, so... Oh, my god, he's weak. I guess this was a lesser one, yeah, not quite as powerful. But what's intriguing is the area where he emerged from, and that is behind these two cars. What we find is a secret area with an ammunition box. Now mind you, you can reach this area even without triggering this guy by trying to collect the health pack in the booth over here. You can basically just jump over them, but honestly I think this is kind of more interesting to actually see the guy emerge from there. And yeah, we damaged ourselves just to save some time, but considering there's a health pack right there, no big loss. Now, there are a couple of ammunition boxes hidden around these columns, so be careful you don't miss anything, because honestly, if I'm gonna find out that I have missed 2 ammunition boxes or something along those lines, I'm gonna pull my hair out, because this map is just enormous. Oh, hidden, you bastard. Okay. Now we can't actually go the same way that those poor desperate people who were running. We have to go along the edge over here, but it doesn't really matter. The both ramps lead to exactly the same area, so yeah. My god, it's quite empty. There's an object here. Oh, okay. Okay, more ammunition for us. Oh. How do you even do that? That makes no sense. Oh, that was way too close. But really, the rate of fire and the damage per shuriken from the electro driver, the throwing stars, it's kind of an equivalent to staking these bastards, you know, if you can actually, you know, hit them with every single stake. But it's not really great. It depends really if you trust your precision, then I say just keep to the stake gun. If not, or if you just, you know, want a little variety, feel free to use, oh my god, use it. But yes, this can happen very easily. Okay, just watch both these sides, making sure they will not corner you and surprise you. Should be fine. And oh, the checkpoint is right over here, but we still haven't actually took a peek to what's on this side. Oh my god, we have 270 HP. We're doing very well, considering this is Nightmare. The situation would be different if we were to take damage from those explosive barrels at the beginning. But then again, we had quite a few large health packs on our way, so maybe not. Oh, another armor, because you can't have too many armors, yeah? Oh my god. I'm sorry, that was cheap, but... Oh, wait, there's more of them. Okay. Come on. You already have a hole in your belly. How much does it take for its guts to spill out? Oh. Oh my goodness. Now that last painkiller throw was a lifesaver. Well, not a lifesaver, but I kind of wanted to do this without getting hit, and we succeeded, yay! Okay, let's make sure we steal the hell away from these cars. The reason is that they now have proximity charges. By the time we actually trigger them, we won't be able to get away as quickly as we'd like to. So if we really want to make it safe, we should destroy them before we even approach them. And there's no reason to waste your ammunition for this, really. Also, interesting thing to note is that these proximity charged cars, they are very difficult to move until you destroy them. Then their wrecks become movable, yeah. And eventually these wrecks will actually disappear. And you can still hear the proximity charge triggering sound, but nothing will actually happen anymore. Ah. I wonder what's the range of that. Huh. Ooh, yeah, let's not do that. But the worst is yet to come. Okay, now we're gonna have a bit of fun with the bolt gun, but not the bolts themselves. Yep, there was noise coming from behind that barrier, and that was because these guys were amassing. May I just point out how extremely satisfying this was? Oh, but let's not turn into a... Come on, really? Where did that soul come from? God damn it. Well... That's a demon morph wasted then. Never mind, we don't need a demon morph to make it through. No, sir. Okay, so this will actually teleport us forward into the level, but before we do that, let me just save here. Because, yeah, you probably guessed it, this is the way to that holy item I was showing you earlier. The one stuck next to the corner of Guns Are Us. And I'm not doing entirely well, but don't worry, we can actually drop 2 times, because this is the window level that we're gonna find the holy item on. Here it is. Just, can you see this glow, you know, coming from behind the slab? Ah, we made it! Okay, and so this is a secret area. Okay, I was mistaken. So there we are, that's all secrets, but not all holy items. And to be honest, I kind of consider them one and the same thing, you know, that they're all secret rewards in secret areas. I don't really care if the game classifies them as holy items or secret areas. We aim to find them all. So there is one holy item missing, and technically that will not be Secret 5, but for those of you just interested in these things and not, you know, spoiling the entire level, I'll provide a link in the description for that particular holy item, as I always do. Okay, so let's make it through the portal, and I believe we are entering Guns Are Us, so let's see what they offer. Okay. Okay, now these are very tight corridors. We don't want to get too, how would I put it, intimate with these guys. Okay, and let's stay where we are. Let's not move too forward, shall we? Okay. By the time the stake will reach them from that distance, it should set itself on fire, thus deal more overall damage. This is the reason I want us to stay where we are. We don't want to have to deal with those guys and the guys behind the friendly service counter over here. I used to work at McDonald's, and it wasn't all that different, come to think of it. Oh my god. Okay. thankfully just worked there for 2 months. I don't think I could handle much longer. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now there are no ammunition boxes here behind the counter, but we can just see what's on the menu. If we can, you know, wash all the blood from it. But surprisingly, it actually looks like genuine food, you know, no brains or kidneys or stuff like that. Not that... Oh, wait a second. This table was charged. God damn it. I fall for that every single time. And let's just look here. This should look very familiar to those of you who play the original one. This is actually ammunition to the chain gun. And we don't have the chain gun itself, and collecting all the ammo boxes we found to this point, you know, those that give a little bit of ammo to every weapon, we can't really collect it now. We would have to have the weapon, fire from it, and be able to collect it. So what this means, we'll have to pick it up later. Usually all these barriers will disappear after the level exit appears. So that's exactly the plan. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, wow. That was actually genuinely scary. Okay, onward. Now, what we see here on these banners are pictures we've seen in the orphanage. I guess the developers just decided to recycle some of their artworks. And that is the, looks like Nazi soldier and Nazi nurse. Can't really describe it in a different way. This is exactly where electricity will come in handy. These little guys, they're actually called slaves because they're people with handcuffed hands. Not sure who they're slaves to, but I don't think things are supposed to make exactly sense in this place, are they? So just a little dose of electricity, you know, very easy to aim at them with, and yeah, it's lights out for them. Oh, we've seen these guys. Oh yeah, in the City on Water level. And these are the Hell Riders. And these guys with mace, we've seen them in the first chapter. Not sure they belong here, but oh, whatever. Okay, I don't like that light. Let's not look there. And oh my goodness, grenade time. We cleared that nicely. Now this is a bookstore apparently with the most unremarkable looking books I have yet seen in my life. Kind of depressing actually, I guess that's the entire point. Besides, does anyone know how to read in this place? Oh! Wow. Underwhelming. Okay, now we see the checkpoint arrow up there, not pointing to a checkpoint, but the actually only enemy still alive, but yeah. So whenever you stuck this thing, this arrow always comes in very handy, and I appreciate it greatly. But I really don't like the light coming from there. Is there something up top? Let's see. Nope, just a fire hose. I love how they put effort in, so this is the 4th floor. Okay, so let's go all the way down to the bottom. And each of the floors actually has a fire extinguisher that we should try and get rid of from safe distance. And then there's this corn. Do they mean the band corn? Would be kind of fitting for purgatory, wouldn't it? Mediocridad. Set pan. I can't really read that, but the moose just made my day. Okay. Now we're gonna be in a very tricky situation down here. Because whilst we are stuck in here, there are enemies trying to get a hold of us. I say, let's get some of that fire here. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Okay, we just picked up the chain gun I was talking about, which should be under nicer circumstances. But let's put it to good use. Whew. Okay, 62. I don't think we'll morph into a demon now. Well, we have 11 more enemies, but I wouldn't really count on it due to the specific nature of what awaits us. But okay, so this is the gun we found an ammunition box from. Some of you who play the original one will recognize it. It offers the most precision, even more so than the SMG, because it doesn't have a recoil, although the chain gun doesn't deal quite as much damage unless you wait for a while and let the damage per second count build up, because individual shots are very weak, but they're very fast. So yeah. Now we have golden armor, which is great. It will come in very handy considering the low amount of health we have. And if you just look over there, there's a final holy item. Now, what we need is an object to actually reach the top of it. I say we leave that alone for now. We will have plenty of objects to use. For now, let's just deal with the final enemies up ahead. Now, mind you, there is a truck, a fuel truck hanging from up top, which counts as a destructible object. Incredibly easy to miss, so be sure to destroy it to get it. However, I'm just gonna wait a little for it. I have a very naughty idea, so to speak. So now we'll enter the car lot. Well, the traffic being stuck. Oh my god. And these bastards now have telepathic powers. They can throw cars at us, which will not only hit us with velocity, but also explode upon impact, so we want that invincibility. However, as you might see, these bastards are invincible themselves. So first of all, let's get that health while we still have legs to pick it up. And we need to kill every single enemy to basically, so that they will stop sucking souls out of them and the enemies themselves grant them the invincibility. So it's kind of like the orphanage scenario, really. But we don't have much time when it comes to invincibility. Okay, we might have to just use it again because, oh my god, this is getting ridiculous. Okay, I'm through with you guys. Nope, still invincible. Let's see, where could the enemies be? Oh, someone over there maybe? Okay, mind you, if you destroy these cars, they will actually no longer explode upon impact. And, oh my god, that's it. Somewhere beneath that heap of car there must have been an enemy that was feeding these guys. Well, not anymore. Okay, now before we go into the tunnel, there are still a couple of goodies around here. And I think 2 more armors that we can pick up. One of them is actually hidden, a golden one over here. And there's a silver one here, but you know what? Let's leave it like that. We can still get hurt before we finish this level. Let's just remember it's here. We still have armor, the holy item, a couple of ammunition boxes to pick up, so we have a lot of work ahead of us. Okay. And eventually these heaps of scrap will clear out. But first, let's see what's in that tunnel. Uh-oh. No. Oh my god, somehow we did not get hurt, which is pretty damn amazing. If we look into the distance, yep, that's another panther spider emerging from depths of hell or sewers, whatever. And this guy can take an incredible amount of beating, so what I'm actually gonna do is try and drop this truck on top of him. Now, if I'm correct, this should create massive amount of damage. There's also a car stuck over on the wall there, which can... oh, 2 of them, which can deal a decent amount of damage. But I'm just gonna try and drop the fuel truck on him. Nothing lesser for you, no. See, we respect you that much. I'm just not entirely sure where the truck will drop exactly, but okay, it's big, so oh, come on, really? Okay, I think that's enough. Okay. Oh, oh, beautiful! It actually killed him instantly. Did the developers intended it this way? Oh, this is amazing. Almost turned into a demon. Oh well. Okay, and we collected that final armor. So, before we move into the level exit, let me just save here, because we have some work ahead of us. Let's just collect everything there is. Now, there are 3 ammunition boxes still remaining somewhere. Now, I do pray I'm not gonna have to look for these for too long. Now, there's that 1 chain gun ammunition box we had to leave behind. Oh, careful about the fire. Okay. And I think we are gonna use you to get to that holy item. before you disappear, because as you can see, the other car wrecks have disappeared already. I love how light they are. Okay, and the reason we need you at all is just to get on top of this dumpster, so that once again we can get onto the fire exit. Oops, nope, we can't actually linger there, we have to move immediately because Daniel will just slide out of the way. So let's hope I won't be as clumsy this time. Wow, that was just weird. Okay, Daniel, you are really getting out of control lately. It's like you're turning into a teenager. Okay. Same thing. Okay, just bear with me a while, please. Oh, okay, finally. Did everything I could during that final one to keep to the left, and it worked. Okay, and so now there's just a matter of 3 ammunition boxes, one we know where to look for. But what matters most is that we destroyed all 99 objects. Objects are the true nightmare of a Golden Star collector. So there we go, 2 more to find. So I'll let you guys know where I'll actually find them, so you'll know for future reference. I'll see you then. Okay, so just as I had feared, the ammunition boxes are in this goddamnable parking lot where we can't see a thing. And I probably missed them earlier because a couple of, explosive cars were in the way, but thankfully they're on the very top floor, so didn't have to search for them long. Here we are. And now let's just make our way to the level exit. To finish the level, with all golden stars collected. And then, well, now that you know the level, you'll be pretty much able to just speed run through it, bother with only essentials that you think you need and just make it from checkpoint to checkpoint, kill all waves of enemies, and you might also find it quicker to kill this Panzer Spider with a fuel truck than if you would normally. Trust me, that guy has even more health than the one in Pentagon. I am not even exaggerating. It takes ages to kill him, so you will save quite a lot of time killing him this way. Or if you want, I also heard that apparently the scepter actually works on him, because he's not a boss like in boss fights with an actual health bar on top of the screen. He's just a very, very tough enemy, and apparently scepter makes him susceptible to that 1 HP damage. So try that, maybe that will save up time for you as well. All the monsters as well, that's good. I don't think any were actually missable in here. Well, the one secret creature that came from behind those 2 explosive cars when we tried to collect the health pack in the booth, where I believe the 3rd secret was, or 2nd, depends in which order you collect them. So there we go, all the golden stars. Took us almost 45 minutes, so now you see what I mean by it not being realistically possible to get the golden stars and the black turret card in one go. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna replay the entire level, just speed running through it, and I'll see you guys at this exact same spot. Actually, I think I'm also gonna test the theory if the scepter works on these Panzer Spiders. Yeah, that'll be interesting and useful for you to know as well. So I'll see you when we'll be facing these bastards. Okay, so here I am just about to face the first Panzer Spider. Let's see. First, let's let him walk out of there. He might have a brief invincibility period. Now, this might be a suicide thing. Yes! So the scepter does work! On the first one, at least. Okay, guys, I'll see you at the second one and see if I can confirm it there as well. Okay, so here we find ourselves next to the other Panzer Spider. And apparently we killed him? Yes! So the scepter works on both of them. Now, this is not surprising as the first and second one are pretty much the same, but I'm very curious if it also works on the last one with a huge amount of HP. But yeah, I have my hopes up, so I'll see you there. Oh, by the way, my time is 7 minutes by now, so ignoring everything, we are doing really great when it comes to time. It's not that difficult. So we'll see how we're gonna do then. Okay, so here across the debris we are approaching the final Panther Spider this time, and the time is 17. And mind you, I have been really rushing through the level, so 20 is kind of a tight cutoff. But if we have the Scepter, we should be able to eliminate him, like right now. Oh my god, it worked! Good, so remember to use Scepter if you have it on these guys, it will save you so much time. Very happy to see it working. And let's see what the reward is. Now that was a dramatic thunder, and we seem to have missed an enemy. I'm not sure how that is possible, but... oh, okay. Oh, by the way, the small flying mosquito things, they don't actually count as enemies, and within a certain amount of time they will die on their own. They have a very short lifespan. They also yield no souls. Yeah, just a bit of trivia. Demon Morph. Morph into a demon. Now it's actually relatively difficult to say with these new designs, but this is a golden card, not a silver one. Well, it looks more like copper, as I said before. And what this basically does, whenever you use golden cards with this equipped, it triggers exactly the same effect as when you collect 66 souls or 50 with the appropriate silver card. So think about it, we are invincible, we kill things in one hit, we move fast, and the time is slowed down. So there really aren't that many things that could top the Demon Morph. However, it comes with a disadvantage. The Demon Morph lasts a fixed amount of time, and even if you have a time bonus golden card, you will find yourself that the Demon Morph will expire before the actual golden cards, before the effects of other golden cards. So that is only one if you have used time bonus. So that's kind of an interesting thing, you can't actually extend the duration, and there are only very few cards that actually you can improve the Demon Morph with, like let's say Dexterity, but Weapon Modifier does nothing. Infinite Ammunition, we already have that with Demon Morph. So it will be actually very interesting to experiment with this, but I think with Dexterity this could become even more deadly, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful for both Golden Stars and the card unlocking status, and I hope to see you next time in, wait for it, Leningrad.